Hello everyone, and welcome to Monster Bash. This is a special episode that I'm doing because I have hit the 500 subscriber mark, which is amazing, honestly. I got the email from YouTube a couple days ago, or what was that? It was yesterday, I guess it was. And I didn't even realize I'd hit. I knew I was close, but I didn't realize I'd gotten there. And so that was an interesting experience to realize I actually finally hit it after floundering around in that 490 situation for a little while. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining me on this little experiment that I've been doing for several years now. I've really enjoyed playing these games, and I hope you guys have enjoyed watching them, at least a little bit. So this is something a little different I'm doing. You can see kind of a demo of what to expect in this this game here. This is an old DOS game, as you can tell, from way back in, gosh, I don't even remember. It said it somewhere on here when it was made, but it's an old scrolling shooter. Nothing super fancy about it, but it's got a lot of cool enemies and levels and things. So we're gonna jump right into the. Hang on a second. There we go. We're gonna jump into the story here, see what's going on. Johnny Dash, a name of legendary proportions, a name that strikes fear into the hearts of monsters everywhere today. But let's take a look at how this legend came to be a legend. I've never heard of him, but it was a sleepless night, a night like Johnny had never seen in his short 10 years, of which the first 3 or 4 were rather fussy. A storm of supernatural proportions had blown into town. When the lightning flashed and showered the... Whoa, that's hard to read while scrolling. When the lightning flashed and had showered the sky with illumination, he could swear he saw figures that were not quite human atop the distant hill. Something strange was happening. Johnny's thoughts turned to Tex, as do all of ours. His new Dalmatian puppy had been missing for 2 days. He had found what was left of Tex's collar still attached to the chain in his backyard. He hoped Tex was okay out there on a night like this. The storm suddenly got worse. In a flurry of pajama feet, he leapt for the covers of his bed that had on many occasions been his shelter. But not tonight. He was a split second away from hitting the covers when he felt something hairy grab his leg and jerk him down with an unnatural force. The next thing he knew, he was under his bed looking at a pair of gleaming green eyes. But strangely, something about the eyes calmed him. What are you? Johnny stuttered under his breath, more to himself than to the eyes. Why would you ask that to yourself? My name and what I am is not important, the voice responded. What is important is that you must take action, and take it now if you who live in the day world are to survive another cycle of the moon. Tex did not run away, the eyes stared. He was kidnapped. Who did this? Johnny cried as he forgot about being scared and his rage built inside. If it was that Jungle Jill girl down the street, I'll kick her butt again. Jungle Jill is another game made by, I believe, by the same company that made this one. Listen carefully, the voice calmly spoke. The evil Count Chuck, ruler of the underworld, has been preparing an army to take over the day world. He is sending his henchmen into the day world to steal many dogs and cats. His plan is to transform these pets into monsters that will do his bidding. Johnny, Chuck knows that you have the greatest love of all for your pet, so he has hidden Tex in his own lair. The only person with love enough to free your Tex and all the other pets of the world is you, Johnny. Before this storm is over and the portal is closed, you must go to the underworld and stop Chuck. Something like the Upside Down? But how do I get there? And how will I fight off the monsters? Asked Johnny. The large green eyes looked toward your closet door. Then an old wooden slingshot and a small rock appeared before you. Take these, commanded the voice. Place this rock in your pajama pocket, and your pocket will never go empty. So you're Jesus? Is that what this is? But, stammered Johnny. Enough talk, the voice growled. You will find a furry friend, Mr. Lloyd, along the way, who comes and goes at will through the underworld and the day world. Go now and make haste. The storm is already fading. Then the eyes blinked themselves out of existence. Johnny, mad as heck about Tex and the other pets, launched himself through the closet door and into an adventure he'll never forget. Alright, so that is our story. So Monster Bash was made in 3 episodes, like a lot of games back in this day. The first episode was shareware, meaning that it was virtually free, and you could put it on a disc and pass it around to your friends and whatever, and it was, everyone was okay with that. The last 2 episodes you had to pay for, and you can still buy this on Apogee, on 3D Realms website now. 3D Realms, Apogee became 3D Realms or something like that, but you can still buy it on their website, and it's on, I believe it's also on Steam. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, links in the description will be where you can go to purchase this. But anyway, I'm gonna attempt to play through the entirety of the first episode. It's not, it's kind of long, but it's a lot of fun, and I know most of it by heart. So let's see, we're gonna go to game settings. Let's make sure I know what the keys are. First of all, jump and shoot. Look at this, 6 keys to play this entire game. It's awesome. Usually I use spacebar for jump, but spacebar does other things in this game, so. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin. And, oh dear. Let's just stick with medium, I think that'll be fine. Hitbox. To exit a level, free all the dogs and cats. So that's a thing. You do have to free all the dogs and cats. And there's Mr. Lloyd, your furry friend. You do have to free all the dogs and cats in order to escape each level. So, yeah. There we go. So the space bar in this game brings up a little thing. Shows you where the nearest pet is, or at least the general direction. The par time and all that stuff. I'm not going to worry about trying to beat the par time because that's ridiculous. I don't think I've ever beat the par time in any of these levels, just because I tend to try to gather all the stuff. So again, this was made a while ago, but even still, even though the graphics are primitive and the sound is actually really good, when I first played this, I played it on DOS.
Awesome.
And the sound, come back over here. Saw this little disembodied hand roaming around. The sound, oh yeah, there are power-ups too, by the way. Those little 3 rocks that I picked up, so now I shoot 3 rocks for a little while until that bar in the top left-hand corner runs out. So I was never able to play this with the cool sound that I have now, because our computer didn't have a sound card good enough for that. You can always also look up and down. You can see there are lots of nasty things ready to stab me if I go down there. So we're going to not do that. Oh, there's a skull I missed. You get bonuses for finding all of the loot and defeating all the enemies. So I'm going to attempt to do that, and hopefully I will not miss anything along the way. For example, there is a secret area down here that I can... Oh, hey, there's notifications. That's awesome, because I closed Facebook. I might have to edit those out. I gotta... Hang on. Gotta destroy all those arrowheads or they're gonna hurt me on the way down. Dang it. Here. Eh? We have to do that a different way. Oh, yeah, I think I have to do it this way. See that little hand crawling around there? Oh, nice. I've never done that before. So he, was crawling through this tunnel. There we go. Dang it. There we go. Then we can drop down here.
Awesome.
And get this stuff. And an extra life.
Excellent.
Excellent. It's a very 90s game, in case you didn't pick up on that. But yeah, like I was saying before, the computer that we had back when I originally played this couldn't make all these fancy sounds. So I had a lot of PC speaker blips and bleeps. So when I finally played it on a more modern machine,
Cool.
with all these fancy sounds, I was like, holy crap, this is sweet. Alright, ooh, ooh. Dang it. So anyway, like I said, I am going to attempt to play this whole thing. So this may be a very long episode, but it's my 500 subscribers special. So, come on, hit the head, hit the head, hit the head. There we go. So yeah, it's my 500 subscriber special, so I can do what I want.
Awesome. Cool.
Like I said, I do have a fair bit of this game memorized, so. Because I played it a lot. Alright. Now, come down here. Sneak on up in here. There's one of those guys. I think. No, there's no loot up there. There's loot down there, though. It's skull heads. This part gets a little tricky. I never really figured out if the zombies are actually deterred by seeing your rocks break around the level. It was never really clear. Of course, you can hear that. Whoops! You can hear that noise. I know that I can never.
Awesome.
Whenever it's time to think of that song, of the name of that song, I can never think of it. I know it though. It's a classic piece. Oh, but I can never actually think of the name of it when I want to. So playing old games is something that I've wanted to focus a little more on, well, not necessarily more, but it's something I did want to focus on because they're the games I grew up with, and I think a lot of them. So there, all of the pets are now free. So the exit that I saw with the stairs earlier, I can now go through that exit and hit the next level. What was I saying? Oh, the old. Oh dear! No! Come back! Oh dang! Oh well. Those old games. They kind of get lost to time, which is a shame because some of them are really good. Like this one. I mean, it's simple, but it was imaginative, and it's a lot of fun to play, at least in my opinion. So I've wanted to focus on playing some more of those older. There you go, 50k skull bonus. Hitting all the skulls, and then this should be 50k loot bonus when I get this little thing over here. Except it wasn't, so I must have missed something. What did I miss? Well, that's a bummer. Huh. Well, anyway. I think they get largely ignored just because they're not super cool, like, and have like fancy graphics and everything. There might be a secret tunnel somewhere in here, actually. Maybe. I don't remember. I think this is faster, jumping up like this. But anyway, I think that's kind of a shame, and so I wanted to do some more with older games. Nope, guess there's no. Nope, guess not. I missed loot somewhere, obviously. So anyway, Oh, I remember now. So something I've been thinking about doing is going back and playing through the lot of Sierra games, which Sierra, obviously, of course, the guys who did the King's Quest series of games. There's stuff up here. They made several adventure games, several different series. There we go. And so I've been thinking about going through and playing them in a series, just as one long thing. So that's something I have. I'm planning on doing in the future. Hopefully, I can actually get that together. It'll be a rather long undertaking, and I've played some of them before. You see me play the King's Quest series, but I'm probably going to just replay them. Ow. In an effort to do all of them. So my idea is to do them all. Oh yeah, and the stupid birds, the vultures. My idea is to do them all in order of release, so you kind of see the progression of gaming and graphics and sound as it goes along. That's my idea anyway. Whether or not I actually execute it and execute it well, yeah, that could be up for debate. But that's my that's what I'm working towards. So we'll see if that actually happens. So there's a lot of different things that depend on whether I'm able to do that or not. So the power up that oh wow, forgot about that guy. The power up that I just collected, you may have seen, were some rockets. This is a bit of a tricky jump. Hopefully I can make it. Dang it, missed. There were some rockets. These rockets the rocket power-up is kind of neat in that it will only activate if you have, if there's a moving enemy on the screen that is able to be hit by the rocket. Dang it. So stuff like that hand popping out of the ground, that won't activate it. The snake that pops out of the trunk that hit me earlier, that can't kill me, or that can't be killed. So that won't activate it either. But any other moving enemies on the ground will activate it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. Try one more time. Ah, there we go. Got it. Okay. It's been a little bit
Cool.
since I've done some of this. Did I already? I think so, yeah. It's been a little bit since I've done some of these, so I may miss some loot along the way, and that's just because I've forgotten different things. Oh, I got rid of my rockets. Dang it. That's another thing. You can only have one power up at a time. Can I crawl under him? Yeah, some of these you can't crawl under because they don't give you enough room. See, like I can't hit him. So he wouldn't activate the rocket power up. If you haven't noticed, the brighter red eyes, the ones that also blink occasionally, are the only ones that actually hurt you. The other red eyes are just decoys. Don't actually do anything. Hop down here. And whoop.
Awesome.
And I think... Will he hurt me? No. He's high enough that he won't hurt me. Okay. Some of these are tricky. Like this guy, I think. No, not him. There's one that's like slightly too low, and then if you try to crawl under him, he'll actually hurt you, which is kind of a douchey move. But yeah, there's that little sneaksy guy too up there. I love the sound he makes when he hits stuff. It's so silly. Again, a good sense of humor is one of the things these games tended to have. I think I got everything up here. Yeah, I think so. Oh. It's funny because the rocks are the skulls are supposed to be screaming, but it actually sounds more. Oh, ow! It actually sounds more like they're laughing than screaming. Oh dear, I forgot about you. Oh, I forgot about you. Woo! All right then. I did say mostly memorized. There are definitely a few things I've forgotten about over the years. There's a guy up here. I did remember him. Another extra life. Excellent. Radical. Cowabunga dudes. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And it's this guy, I think. That's two. No? Huh. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Maybe there isn't a guy. I could. Oh dear. My control key just stuck. I just need to clean my keyboard. Alright, there's there's a bad guy up there, so I can't jump over there yet. Gots to be clever. There we go. Alright.
Awesome.
Awesome! Bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-bum. Whoop. Oh dear. Stop it. Stop being mean to me. I just refilled my health too. Come on, man. Oh dear. Hurt.
Awesome.
This might take longer than I remember. Might have to split this up. We'll see. It's not like I have to go to bed or anything. Oh dear. Ran out of power-up juice. I can't get to that from here, I don't think. Oh, this has the whole... Oh, gosh. Yeah, so this level has a whole, like, secret area that is really, really long and tedious to get through. Those are eyes there, aren't they? Yeah. I might just skip it. It's you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it to complete the game. It's super
Awesome.
That was the vulture exploding. If you don't shoot him, he explodes and you don't get any extra points for it, which is fine. So the secret area you get to by riding this broom up here, and then you just kind of have to... So the secret here is to hold down the control key before you hit the floor, and then you'll do a constant jump on it and the floor won't break. So then there's another room over here. And you've got two things to do here. So you've got the lightning, but you've also got these clouds which create the lightning. Now if the lightning hits you, you get hurt. So the secret is to keep your view angled down with the page down key so that you don't actually see the lightning bolts coming down. If you don't see the lightning bolts coming down, then they can't hurt you. Oh dear. Ah! Unless you happen to walk right into one, then it can hurt you. Alright, now this next bit is the really tricky part. And this may take a couple tries. Hopefully not, but probably. Hang on, wait a minute. Which way am I supposed to go first? Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so yeah, there's some stuff here. Alright, hang on, let me go this way first. So yeah, you actually have to end up taking these taking the ride up to the secret area a couple different times in order to get everything. You'll kill your part-time for the level, but
Awesome.
I said this next bit was the tricky bit. Whoops. I must have skipped the tricky bit. So I have to go back and look at that. See if I can remember how to. Oh, I think I remember what. I think I know what I did wrong. Oh yeah. Never mind. I remember. Okay, so break these open. Lots of points. Yeah. Do I need to go over there? Yes, I do. I think, yeah, that's as far as I can go. Okay.
Cool.
Alright, so, now that we've done all that, oh, shucks. There's candy up there. Dag nabbit. Oh yeah, and there's that guy too. How do I get over? I have to take that long ledge. Yeah, there's a lot of secret stuff in this area. That's why I was contemplating just skipping it. But you know what? Like I said, this is my 500 subscriber special, so I do what I want. Maybe I'll include a time jump for the next level. Or not. Oh dear. Alright, hang on. How do I think I just have to. Might have to. Whoops. That's not what you have to do. I just have to jump off from up there. Oh. Yeah. Alright. Alright, we'll figure this out. But anyway. The next part, which is the actual tricky bit that I was thinking of earlier. So you're over here, right? And you got the broom of death. So what you have to do is jump on top of the clouds and you find more stuff on very, very tiny platforms that are being held up because magic, I guess. And, well, magic and bat wings. Yeah. So, dang it. So, you take these platforms on the clouds. And it's funny, if you skid on the clouds, you'll kick up dirt just like you do on the ground, which is kind of amusing. Now, see that little thing on the far left? That is a rotating platform, which is a lot of fun to try to hit. So, and this is kind of a neat thing because it's a very 3D concept. You have to stand in the middle because as the platform turns, it disappears into the background, and you have nothing to stand on. But because it's a 2D game, it's kind of a weird thing. Because it's a 2D game, it doesn't turn you with it or anything, so you're just kind of stuck. And you have to run out so you can see the other platform, and time your jump onto that one, which is really not easy at all. And I screwed it up. Big surprise. So I have to go back and do it over again. Which means going back to the clouds and doing all that over. So let me see if I can find that platform. Nope, missed it. Should have gone over to the right a little more. Oh, crumb cakes. Well, oh dear. Well, I got those candies, so that's a thing. Hey, I made it. Finally. Okay. Oh dear. Now I just have to jump onto the other one. Yes. Alright. And then this platform. Okay, so this should be the end. Whoops. This should be the end of the secret area. Secret areas.
Awesome.
Except I didn't get.
Excellent.
Except I didn't get a skull bonus or a loot bonus. Which means I missed something somewhere along the way. But we're not gonna worry about that, I don't think, because in order to find it, I would have to. Ow. I would have to run around endlessly looking for it, and I'm not going to do that because I don't know where to look. So that's kind of a bummer, but I'm pretty sure. Huh. It's weird because I was sure that I went everywhere. Those don't count as loot bonuses or as parts of the. Oh wait.
Excellent.
Oh.
Awesome.
I found it. Nah. I found it. I found what I missed. So there was the skull bonus. Is the loot bonus? Got all that stuff. So it should just have to be these three things, I think. It's kind of, well, I've never been able to get all three of those in one go. I don't know if it's technically impossible or not, but I still didn't get the loot bonus. So I've still missed something, but you know what? I'm not gonna sweat it. So it's probably some obscure piece of loot somewhere that I just forgot about. So yeah, I'm not gonna sweat that. But you saw the secret areas. At least I think that's the only secret area left, or the only secret area that there is. Of course, this thing is huge, so there may be more. There may be more guillotines you can jump on, or things like that. But we're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna focus on what I know, and that'll be good enough for moi. So loot ratio 92%. So I missed 8% of the loot. What the heck was it? But I got all the skulls, so And I only spent 25 minutes on the level. I may turn this into a few parts. We'll see. We could have an extended. Oh shoot! Forgot about you. We can have an extended 500 subscriber celebration. Why are all these things roaming around here? It's like Thing and his entire Thing clan is just roaming the land. Now I do own all 3 episodes, and if I may end up doing all 3 of them. Maybe not immediately. Maybe I'll save some for the next celebration. Oh, it's this guy. It's this guy you can't crawl under because he will bite your face off. So yeah, I might save some for the next. Maybe I'll save it for my 1,000 subscriber celebration. How about that? But dang it, frickin' vulture. Oh yeah, and this pair of bright red eyes, nothing. It doesn't hurt you. Not sure if his color was programmed wrong or if he was programmed wrong, but yeah. Kind of interesting. That one does though. Again, we've reached a point where there's a lot of stuff hidden in the trees. I may miss some things.
Awesome.
I'll try not to spend too much time up here, though. Oh, come on. Frickin' vultures, man. Aw, dang it. That's okay. I'm good. Alright. I'm not doing too well. I might actually lose a life. Ooh. That was a close call. Did not appreciate that very much. Oh good, another heart. Sweet.
Awesome.
Alright. Okay. Yeah, we're good. I never did mention that the hearts refill your health. I figured that was kind of obvious. It's a standard video game thing. I can get up there. Like this is how I get up here. Yeah, whoops. Ow. Yes, all the pets are now free. It's just interesting, isn't it? Because there's... Oh, ow. Because I haven't really gotten very far in the level. However, you will see why that is a thing here in a little bit.
Awesome.
So, let's try to make our way down, because I think I've done everything. What the heck was that? Did you see that? Was I imagining things? I don't think I was imagining things. There was something over here. I don't know what that was. But anyway, you notice there are some spears jutting out, so there's more stuff over there too, which I will get to. But if we wait for a little bit, we'll see that our good friend Frank Lloyd Wright is riding on these spears. And if we ride on the spear, it takes us all the way to a ladder. But if we let... if we let ourselves drop down here, whoops, there is actually a lot of action and a lot of stuff to be had down here. It's another secret area, if you will. A little less annoying than the last secret area.
Cool.
Oh, whoops. Oh, well.
Awesome.
Can you go out this way? I don't remember. No. You have to go out this way. So, and that's not even the end of it. So you've got that, and then you've got, as I recall, there's nothing this way. This is where I just came from, and there's nothing. Right, you do kind of go into the wall there, but there's nothing actually there. But there is a lot of stuff down here. Let's start by going this way. Oh dear. There we go.
Awesome. Cool.
Alright, and now we go this way. I'm trying to think, what was the last, or the first rather? I guess the first platformer I played would have been Word Rescue, which I played as a special video. Not that, well, actually that was kind of long ago. A lot less deadly. A lot less deadly than this.
Cool. Awesome.
Ah! Lot less bloody than this, actually. Too. There's no real blood or guts in that game. Seeing as it was an educational game, it's probably a good choice. Kind of keep the blood and guts to a minimum. Keep it to a dull roar. So there's another broom that'll take you out of here. But we don't want to go yet. There's too much cool stuff to pick up and destroy. Like triangles that are totally not Hershey Kisses.
Excellent. Excellent.
There's my leap bonus. And of course you can see here the initials FM for Frank Miller, who's one of the, as I recall, one of the creators of this game. I could be wrong in that aspect, but I believe that's who Frank Miller was, one of the creators. Or he's at least someone associated with Apogee at the time that they made this. And so now we're back up here. So run all the way down here again. And we jump on the next spear out of town. Oh shoot, forgot about that skull. Dang it. Gotta get that skull.
Excellent.
There we go. Okay. Oh, seriously? You have to time your jump right, otherwise you'll miss and fall down, and you have to do this all over again. And jump. There we go. Okay. So now we get up here and we get a visit. Aw, Johnny Dash, impudent, sniveling, feeble-minded, measly beep. Wretchedly cute little Johnny Dash in his pajama feet. I have been expecting you. You have done well to get this far. I regret that I will not be able to deal with you myself, but you could never reach my lair in time to save your precious pooch. As soon as my helper Igor perfects his potion in the lab, your wriggling little pooch, along with all the other pets, except for the ones I've freed already, will be slaves to do my bidding. But I tire of this game, and I have sent your nemesis to finish you off. Onward, Johnny Dash. Onward if you dare. Onward to your doom. Hey, you, don't you ever call me cute. But the apparition was gone. So my nemesis has been sent to finish me off. And my nemesis is slime? No, my nemesis is actually myself. A clone. Who is notoriously difficult to defeat. Unless he just does this the whole time, which he is prone to do on occasion.
Awesome.
And he flies away as soon as you deal enough damage. You amuse me once again, Mr. Dash. You have bested your nemesis for now. He will be back when he has grown stronger. As in when they make the AI better. Oh, there's more treasure chests up here. And that's it for that level. Alright, so now we're in some kind of underground cavern. And it's actually... Go ahead and save. And I think I'm going to actually go ahead and cut it off here. Because this game is actually a lot longer than taking a lot longer for me to complete than I remembered. Before I remembered just flying through it, and I'm obviously not flying through it because there's a lot of stuff in this game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off here, and we'll pick it up next time as part of my 500 subscriber celebration. And once we finish with this, we'll go back and rejoin our originally regularly scheduled programming. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, bye.